In the meantime, Andrew Arons is with us, founder and partner, Synergy Advisory Management Group. Good to see you, Andrew Arons. I know you've been bullish for 2024. You've been right on the mark with that. Have you had thoughts on Bitcoin at all? And do you today, since I just showed it, and I just, there are people who come on and say 100,000. Do you dabble in that at all?
Well, prospective investors, I would say yes, a little bit here. It looks like Bitcoin certainly wants to move higher right now, and it certainly may. So we'll see what happens.
All right. Look, I've had people on who are taking money off the table on Bitcoin today, and others this week who've said 100,000, 160 by the end of the year, etc. Let's get to the big picture on the markets. I mean, you're looking. Yeah, go ahead.
No, there are a lot of people out there on the street that think, over 100,000, maybe 150. So, we're only halfway there. So there could be some upside here. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. All right. In the meantime, I want to talk. I know you have stock picks for us. We see a lot of money in money market funds. We've had a higher for longer environment. We do have the Fed meeting on March 19, 20, and then May, June, July. What are some themes that you're seeing for 2024? How are you positioning for 2024?
Well, I mean, we've had a big move here in technology. We still like technology a lot. We still think AI has some more room to run here. But we want to be cognizant of the fact that a lot of these stocks have run up. So, we're looking at, we're probably going to see some sort of a mid-year sell-off or pullback after the run that we've had. But we want to make sure that, there are certain names that have sold off, obviously, Apple and Google, that we're watching, and we're probably going to be adding to these positions. Right now, just to play it safe with some new money, we're looking at some stocks that have gotten beaten down, and, I've been recommending Disney for a long time. It's starting to make a big move now. But, one of our new picks here is UPS. We like UPS. We think the stock has sold off quite a bit. It looks very attractive right now. And, there's a good chance that, it's got a 4.4% yield. They're cutting costs and they're boosting profits. And it looks very attractive. It's 30% off its all-time high.
Yeah, I mean, today it's at 156. Maybe you don't think it goes up 30%, but when you do a pick, you think it goes up at least what?
I don't know. When I try to do pick something, I want to look at something with at least a 20% upside, and I think there's a very good chance that UPS, maybe by year end, we see a 20% upside, paying a 4.4% dividend. So I think that looks pretty good. And I've been pretty bullish on IBM here. IBM, another stock that looks really cheap. They're starting to have it be part of an AI play. The PE is, in the 20s. It's yielding 3.6%. And, with their AI initiatives, this could be a pretty big value play. The stock is making a run right now.
Yeah, it's interesting that you're picking names that do have dividend yields, and that's always something our parents used to do. I mean, my dad used to love when a stock had a dividend yield. I mean, is that still part of the theme of picking some names at least?
Yeah, I mean, just in case the market goes a little flat for a while, because we've seen such a run up, it's nice to be picking up some dividend yield. And, we think that's a good idea for our clients. And then you have some other real big growth names. And, I've been recommending Novo Nordisk. And, that stock has just been taking off. And they got some really good news about the possible benefits, not just of the weight loss, but for cardiovascular patients. And if that's the case with that, I still think that stock has quite a ways to run.
Right, and that's the whole thing. It's interesting that you picked Novo Nordisk, because they have Ozempic, and you said Wegovy, right?
Right.
And Now there's a Hearts ETF, HRTS, that has a lot of these GLP-1 type drugs in it. Do you like the whole group, or do you think Novo is really a leader in the group?
Well, I mean, Novo is clearly a leader here. I mean, they're just not into the weight loss. They're big with diabetes management. I think that they are a leader. Obviously, a lot of other names right now look pretty good as well. But, I kind of like to stick with the leaders for a while, see how they do. And, I think you might get a better return. I understand you're less diversified, but I think they're in the lead in certain ways, and I do think that may last, maybe another year or so here.
Yeah, you mentioned Disney earlier as a name that you had liked, and look, it's had an incredible 6 months, up 35%, right?
Right.
Bob
And
Iger still, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've been pushing Disney the whole way, and I think Disney has a lot of room here. I picked it as one of my top picks for 2024. Right. I think there's good upside on Disney. I like companies that are getting, leaner. They're trying to cut costs. That's usually a good sign. And when we see that, especially in this environment where valuations are getting a little high, it's nice to see some of these companies that are trying to, focus on profitability. And,
let me ask you this, because you have Nelson Peltz and Trian trying to get in there. There's the whole proxy fight. You had Jamie Dimon today actually endorsing Bob Iger in his role. Bob Iger has said, look, I'm trying not to let activist investors distract me and my work at this time. Final quick thought.
Well, yeah, there's a lot to go over there, Nicole, on that. I mean, I think Bob Iger's been doing a good job. He's run the ship before over at Disney, and I think that's probably going to still be the case. But we'll see what happens. It's anything could happen, and Disney's starting to see value here, and that's all good for investors because that stock is way down, from its all-time high.
Yeah. All right. Andrew Arons, thank you so much, founder and partner, Synergy Advisory Management Group. Thank you very much.